All right, so one of the main questions I've been getting in my comment section, my community tab, just even through my DMs on Instagram is, Bez, yo, bro, how do I get my friends onto self-improvement? How do I get my Jeffrey friends onto self-improvement? By the way, I hate that term, Jeffrey, but whatever. That's kind of a hard topic. That's kind of a hard topic to dive into, but I do have some strategies that can kind of help them dip their toes in it, per se, because famous saying is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't get it to drink. And it's the same with this, right? Especially with something like self-improvement that requires hard work, admitting you're wrong, kind of lowering your ego, things like that. It's very hard for a lot of people to do, especially people who've been privileged or maybe have gotten their way in life or things have gone well for them up to this point. If this is like the first time that they're going through something serious, it might be very difficult for them to admit some of these things and learn some of these things. So I'm not telling you off the rip that it's going to be easy, but I think there are a few things that you can do to kind of get them onto it and then slowly progress them. And let me say this right now. You cannot, there is 0% chance that you're going to get your friends, your Jeffrey friends, hooked on to self-improvement off the rip completely, right? You got to introduce them to one aspect of it at a time. There is just no way they're going to go from dudes who don't work out, eat junk food, play video games, like watch pornography all the time, all this bad stuff, straight off of all of that. It's going to be so hard, right? Just imagine like coming off drugs, right? It's hard enough as it is coming off drugs that you're dependent on. But imagine coming off of 5 of them at a time. That's damn near impossible. If you know somebody that has done that, I want to interview them. Please have them contact me, because that's one of the most incredible feats I've ever heard about. But I don't know if anybody's came off 5 drugs at once, right? At the same time. So it's the same thing. Damn, it's the same thing with self-improvement. You guys are not going to get your friends to just hop on every single habit, every single movement, every single ideology that you guys are on, especially if you're at a higher level of it per se. They're not going to want to do it. They're not going to want to do it. So you got to have them come onto it one at a time. Pause. And I think the most important way that we can get them onto self-improvement is to identify their main problem. Okay. Everybody has a problem. Everybody has multiple problems, but everybody at least has one problem that self-improvement can solve. And you might already know how to solve that problem, right? Maybe you've already been through it. Maybe you've heard other people go through it and they've solved it that way, right? So present them with the solution, okay? Whatever they're going through, whatever they're dealing with, a lot of it's probably going to be mental. And they might not put 2 and 2 together right away. Like, let's say your mental health has improved through working out. If you tell them that, they're not really going to understand how that makes any sense. But you kind of have to show them the science behind it. I know you guys are smart. I know you guys watch a lot of these videos. I know you guys do a lot of research, read a lot of books. Don't go all super nerdy scientist on them and be like,
well, actually, your brain is actually 0.5%.
no, don't do that. But really explain to them as a genuine human being, friend to friend, that this actually improves your mental health. And especially if they're tired of that problem, right? It's really getting to them. It's really eating them down. Tell them that you had the same problem and you fixed it through doing whatever it is that you're going to present them with the solution for. Tell them something like, I know you probably be hesitant to do this, and I was too initially, but ever since I started doing it, this, and this happened, right? I know you're skeptical, and frankly, I would have been too. I was, but this, and this, right? Present them a solution. Try to sell them the solution, especially if you're somebody that's going to be a businessman, an entrepreneur. Here's your practice right here. Here's your practice selling a product to someone else, right? Sell this self-improvement habit to your Jeffrey friend. If you can't make that sale, you got to improve your entrepreneur, your sales habits, right? Now, not all your friends, like, it might be harder. You may have the best sales pitch, sales tactic. They're just going to not want to do it. And like I said, going back to that famous saying, you could drink. No, you can't. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You definitely cannot force them to do anything. You can only present them with the information the best way possible. Don't get mad at them. Don't get frustrated with them. Just provide them the information. Give them the solution. Present them with it. Offer it to them in the best way possible. Don't get hostile. If you don't do this, you're a terrible person. You're going to be don't ever belittle them and degrade them. It's only going to make it worse. It's only going to stigmatize their issues. Okay? Don't do that. Present them with a solution and say, hey, I got this for you. It'll help. Show them all the benefits and then let them make the decision. And I think a big point that people don't realize is that you got to tell them, yo, I'm the only person that's providing you with this information right now. So you got to make a decision now. And don't really tell them that, but kind of hint at it, right? Because they're only going to be getting this information from you, right? All the stuff that you're telling them, odds are they're probably not going to go home and look this up themselves. They're only going to come to you for this information because you're sort of the expert on it. So when they talk to you about it, just be like, what's stopping you from making this decision now? Because I'm the only source of information. So whatever questions you have, let's get them answered right now and get you onto this. That's kind of like a better way to accelerate it. Don't really make it seem like you're pressuring them to do this, but any questions that they may have, they're going to come to you. So make sure that you get them answered. Ask them, are there any questions you got about this? Or is there anything you're unsure of? What are your doubts? What are your concerns? And answer them. Answer those questions, because it's going to be in the back of their head and they might not ask you. So you have to initiate that part of it. Another tip that'll help you guys out, and this is probably something you should be doing regardless, but do it with them. Doing it with them is going to help them tremendously. And initially when they start, you're probably going to have to do it with them. They're not going to be comfortable probably going to the gym for the first time by themselves. Hit them up whenever maybe you guys can read the same book. Be like, yo, I'm going to start reading this today. Would you want to start reading with me? Hey, go to short form. Start reading from short form. I'll be plugging short form, but it's clutch, bro. It's clutch. And I'm clutch. So we're both clutch. The next thing you can do is to get them onto it discreetly. Now, this is interesting, but if your friends are really concerned with logistics and appearances and how they look, they may find a lot of this self-improvement stuff corny, right? I'm sure you guys have seen people talk about it like, you're a loser, working out is lame, like life is too short to do this, yada yada. Whatever. Don't listen to them, but don't frame it as self-improvement. Frame it as like a fun thing to do, right? Discreetly do it, right? Let's say you want to get them into working out. Right? Don't tell them, hey, let's go work out at the gym and get our bodies right and look good and improve our mental health. That sounds great to me, but to them it might sound whack for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know how people think. I'm still trying to figure it out, but they might not want to do that when you frame it like it's a self-help, self-improvement thing. That means they have to admit that they need help, and they might not want to do that, right? They might not want to admit that they need help. So you cannot frame it that way that, oh, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to better you. So how you need to frame it is frame it as a fun thing that you guys are doing. Be like, hey, bro, I'm going on a hike this weekend, this Saturday. Come with me.
It's going to be some bad bitches.
Right? Hopefully, on a hike with me. Come with me. Okay? That sounds a lot better than, hey, bro, you a loser that you're staying in your house playing video games all day. You need help. Let's go to the gym. It's a good way to kind of slip it in there without making it obvious. Pause. And kind of start doing these things more often. And then once they build a habit of it, they're going to start to like it. Just naturally. Just because these things are fun and they're good for you, your brain is going to start to like it when it becomes habitual. Trust me. You could do this with whatever. You could do this with planting flowers if you want. Like if you start to do it enough, it becomes habitual and you start to like it. Now certain things people may not like, but a lot of the stuff that's good for you, you're going to end up liking. Frame it in a way that doesn't make it seem like they need help. Just make it seem like a fun thing you guys can do together. And my last tip for y'all, and this is huge. This is really something that could really get them onto it. Like directly on a self-improvement. You don't got to beat around the bush. You don't got to do any of these fancy little tactics. But it can really get them onto it subconsciously. You really got to plant this seed if you want them to buy all into it. So if they've noticed your self-improvement, right? If they've noticed you leveling up in certain ways, a lot of this would be like gym related, physical related. Like your friends will come up to you and be like, bro, you getting big. Like, damn, bro, you're massive. I don't even notice it myself, but I've talked to people who I haven't seen in months and they're like, bro, you got big. I'm like, I thought I've always been this big, bro. Right? So what you have to do is anytime that they notice that you've changed, right? They're going to ask you, what did you do, right? How did this happen? Probably they're going to ask you about it. Like, you've been going to the gym, right? You've been going out. You've been working on your game, your flirt game. Probably you've been doing some combination of those things. Show them the way. Literally just show them the way. Just be like, yeah, I have been. And you can see the results right here. Boom, I'm jacked, right? Boom, I got a girlfriend or whatever. Kind of just be like, yeah, I started reading and, now I've gained a lot more knowledge and things like that, right? Let's say, they see you being suave with the ladies, right? You got to be like, yeah, I've been just going out and practicing these specific social skills that I've been leveling up and it's been going really well, right? At the gym, like, yeah, I've been eating good. I've been hitting the gym on a consistent basis, yada, yada, yada. And they'll become interested in it. Maybe not that first initial time, right? Maybe when they ask you about it initially, you probably don't want to be like, come with me. I mean, you can offer it, but they might not want to do it initially. Offer it up. They may say no. That's okay. That first initial one, we don't need to reel them in quite yet. Next time you link up with them, or going back to the thing that I said of do it with them together, you can offer it a different time to do it, right? Let's say on a, you meet up with your friends, like, damn, bro, you've been getting big, yada, yada, heading to the gym, yada. Be like, yeah, I've been going to the gym on a consistent basis, eating healthy, all this, all that. A couple days from them, text them, hit them up, call them or text them, be like, hey, bro, I'm hitting this hike. You want to come with me? That seed will already be planted in their head because you had that conversation with them about, like, damn, they noticed, hey, bro's getting big, right? Bro's really leveling himself up, right? And then try to convince them from there to go do it with you. It's like a 2-for-1 type of thing, and I think it could really work. So those are kind of the ways that you can get your friends onto self-improvement. It's not foolproof. A lot of them might say no. You might try all these tactics on them, and it still might not work. But if they're being at least receptive to it, you're on the right track. At least educate them on it. If they're getting mad at you for teaching them all this stuff and telling them about it, I mean, they're terrible friends. Like, it is what it is. Like, if they're not happy for you for improving yourself, they're just bad friends. But if at least they're being receptive and you're kind of planting the seed, even if you can't make them do these things, it's good that they know about it, right? Maybe they have to figure it out and get there on their own, but the fact that you're educating him on these topics is very, very good, and it's already a step in the right direction. It's not like you came around to it like that, right? You probably slowly got onto self-improvement through a variety of different avenues and alleys. So don't be too hard on them if they don't get it right away. Don't belittle them and say how they're losers and yada yada. That's only gonna make it worse. And be like, my door's always open. Come through. We could do this together. I'll be happy to help you, yada yada. And it's going to take time, but slowly they'll come to it. If it's a problem they have in their lives, you presented them with the solution, how it helped you, how you got through this issue, they're going to realize that there's no other really way to fix this, and then come around to your solution. Hey, my neighbor's dogs are going crazy. I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Thank y'all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health, and I'll see you on the next one.